What's going on, everyone? It's time for an action film review for a change. Today, we're actually going to talk about a franchise where I actually reviewed the first one a couple of years ago, and I never got to reviewing the second one till now. So today, we're going to talk about John Wick Chapter 2. It was released February 10th, 2017, and it's directed by Chad Stahelski, who did John Wick Chapter 3, and John Wick Chapter 4 and 5, and that's coming up. And yeah, he also did Ballerina, The Crow, and Highlander, to name a few. This had a box office earnings of over $174.3 million. Now, this is one of the bigger action franchises starring Keanu Reeves. So, first one I thought was decent enough. It was a good action film with some pretty amusing characters and overall a pretty interesting plot. Second one, they kind of played it more safe and more standard action style, both like really well choreographed action scenes. So John Wick is back. He is basically seeking revenge, pretty much, for what happened in the first film. He's going to come and continue to take out the mafia bosses and stuff. And yeah, so as he goes, he ends up in weird situations, like at a concert where he has to fight off the goons and stuff during a rock concert, during like some concert performance. That one was actually probably the most well staged ones in the film. And then obviously it's a cat and mouse game with him and the head who's trying to take him out and get him off the grid. And yeah, so it's pretty standard, I thought, for an action film, but it still had its wittiness and what you'd expect from a John Wick film. It has a lot of good choreographed fight scenes, a lot of good combat, and good tension between the characters. Overall, they didn't really expand on the characters I found as much in this one, and yeah, and it felt more like a generic revenge type action movie, so I wasn't really too I thought the story could have been used some like beefing up and maybe make it a little more interesting in that way. They do like to use the dogs and pets and stuff as a catalyst in these films, so they do have that, but it's not as strong as in the first one. And overall, I thought the film was just pretty standard. Besides some really well, clever and done action sequences, the story was pretty basic, and overall, I thought it was just pretty generic. So it's a generic sequel, I'd say. Hey, but I still thought it was good. This franchise definitely has its diehard fans though and stuff, so I was pretty cool. It's good to finally get around to doing this, watching this all the way through. But yeah, it's just like I find the action genre to be pretty stale for the most part, especially nowadays. But yeah, overall, it's okay. It's a decent enough sequel follow up to John Wick. Obviously, it's not to the caliber of the first one, but I hear the other ones get better. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do the other ones anytime soon though. So, but yeah, I'm going to give John Wick Chapter 2 a 3 out of 5. It was still an amusing action film, and I got what I wanted out of it. Just kind of wish it had more and was a little bit maybe a little more cleverness and more beefing up with the characters to boost the tension even more would have made it a little bit better. So, but if you want to check it out, it is on Tubi and on Netflix right now. So I'll link the Tubi one so you can watch it for free on there. But there is ads, just so you know, only a few. But yeah. And also, make sure you check out my Instagram. That's linked down below. That's where I always post clips of films I'm going to review in the future on my stories. You have the film title and hashtag, the subgenre film and hashtag, so you're aware of it. Also, my Letterbox is down below. Derek P Reviews. That's where I post my first star rating after watching the films. And my Twitter's down below. Reviews_Derek. So follow me on those platforms. Stay with this channel. Like this video. Share it to more people aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below. Let me know what your favorite John Wick movie is if you have one. And if you have any films or film franchises in any genre that you want to hear my opinions on in the future, comment those down below. And on any streaming site, comment those down below. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can. And if I can find them, don't forget to subscribe. Hope you find something weird, obscure, and odd that you probably never thought checking out. And also, so you hear my opinions on popular film stuff, come out classic films, and reviews on other things as well. And don't forget to ring that bell because we're going to talk about a sci-fi creature feature type of film that's recent, 65, in the next film review. So make sure you tune in for that and watch out for all those crazy goons out there trying to kill us all. Well, most of us can't be John Wick, but there's people out there that act like it. I guess I'll see you all in the next one. So until then, cheers.